What's going on, people? Hope everyone's good. So, Chunkz has recently done an interview with Chip. Chip's jumped on the content thing. He's been interviewing people, doing a podcast, whatever you want to call it. And he sparked some controversy because there's a clip of Chip asking Chunkz, what would your child do for you to disown him? And Chunkz basically says, if he leaves Islam, he leaves the religion, I'll disown him. That's something I can't part with. So I'm going to show you guys the clip. And then we're going to get into everyone's response about it, the comments about it. But I just feel like, look, I feel like Chunkz gets treated unfairly because when he's posing with Little Nas X and whatnot, you've got all the Muslim police onto him for that and everyone's hating him for that. But then when he says, I'll disown my child if he leaves Islam, it's a controversial thing to say, but now everyone's saying, nah, you can't be saying that's your own child. Your child shouldn't be forced into religion. So I feel like it's a bit unfair how people treat Chunkz. He almost gets a lot of negativity for the stuff that he does, and, you know, they'll call him out for one thing, and then when he goes the other way, they're calling him out for that. So I do feel like Chunkz gets treated a bit unfairly. But I'm going to show you guys the clip first so we can react to it. So here we go.
One thing that'll make you disown your child.
If I could forgive a lot, when it comes to my own youth. Yeah. Something mental. Yeah. Leaving the religion. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's big drip. We can't do that on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it'd have to
like
be
he said, if he wanted to leave, not be Muslim, you'd disown him.
Yeah, I would say, that can't run for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
like, as in, don't get twisted.
Child.
Don't get twisted. You can leave it, but you can also come back. Mm-hmm. You get it?
Yeah.
But I feel like leaving
while
the fold of Islam.
Yeah.
I can't part with you, man. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'll always have that unconditional love. Where I see the youth, and if I see him in a pass, I'm always going to try and stop it. But I feel like having that want to love this person without being under the fold of Islam, I can't part with that, man.
One thing that'll make you disown your child.
So you can see that's what Chunkz said, right? And that's his opinion. That's his opinion on if his child left the religion, bro. Like, that's literally, I don't think Chunkz has any children, but that's his opinion, and that's his child that he's talking about, his future child. So what do you guys think about that one? We're going to take a look at the comments quick. So look, top comment. They say, but I swear Allah tells us don't break a bond with family no matter what. Then you've got people shouldn't be born into religion. They should be given the choice. People are saying, so what? Does he think of other people that don't follow Islam at all if he would disown his own child? As a Christian, I think the same. But doesn't give up. Well, no, these are just hating on Chunkz, man. I'm not even going to read that one. If you can't have unconditional love, then don't have children. Well, that's not unconditional love then. Can someone please explain the word unconditional to him? The scene requires you... I don't know what that says. Somebody here's got a long comment saying, forcing your child into religion is directly taking away their right to faith, and I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. As a religious parent, your responsibility is to show your kids a path of God, and in this case, Islam. Falling in religion without true faith is a false gospel and is haram. And to follow God with true faith is beautiful and the meaning of religion. To believe in God, you should never be a task you'd do to please your parents or authority. That's how false God leads. It was very hard to read that one. Now, what do you guys think about this situation? Because, look, clearly Chunkz is Muslim, right? I've always known Chunkz is a Muslim, yeah? And he takes that stuff seriously. Which is, respect to him. That's his religion. He's taking it seriously. Then I found this clip of Chunkz being asked how religious is he. And let's take a look at what he said.
You're a very religious person. How religious would you say?
I wouldn't say I am, That's the thing, because, for example, I see a lot of Muslims, again, I'm not trying to highlight their bad things, but obviously they'll be drinking alcohol, whatever it is they do, and they delve into, and then they'll be like, what do you want to drink? And I'll be like, oh, I'll take a lemonade or something. They'll be like, oh, you don't drink? I'm like, no. Like, rah, you're such a good Muslim. That's the bare minimum. There's some things that I just kind of won't compromise. So because I kind of have strong morals on that front, people will say I'm religious, but I just feel like I'm doing the bare minimum. Like now, if I feel like you've learnt the whole Quran and you can state each chapter and you know so much about the religion, that's what I'm thinking, okay, you're being religious.
Is that where you're trying to get to?
Of course, everyone tries to strive to be the best version of themselves, the best Muslim they possibly can be. But because of the fact that I try to do the bare minimum as a Muslim, they'll say I'm religious. I'm kind of like, don't put that pressure on me, because now you guys are going to look at me as a role model, quote unquote, and then I fumble because I do something wrong that's against religion, and all of a sudden I'm this prick that shouldn't be representing Islam. I wasn't. I was representing myself.
You're a very religious.
So, you know, he's basically saying there that he's not as good of a Muslim as people think he is. Just because he doesn't drink doesn't mean that he's the best Muslim out there. But I think it's fair to say that Chunkz definitely follows his religion and is a good Muslim, yeah? Let's take a look at what people had to say about this.
Now, I saw a video of Chunkz saying he'd disown his son if he left Islam. But the way I look at it, right, if you have a family member who left Islam, they're more likely to come back to Islam if you keep family ties. They need to be in an environment where there's Muslims. So if you just kick them out of your house or you just disown them and you like kind of like cast them out, it's going to be more likely that they get a deeper connection to whatever other religion they joined, because they're not going to have any, you know, Muslim influence on them. However, if you like still invite them to family gatherings, you still keep them within, you know, the circle of your family, they're still going to have that Islamic influence on them, inshallah. So that's the way I look at it. Now, I saw a video of Chunkz.
He's got a point, because, you know, just disowning your kid if he decides to leave the religion. Kids can make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody says things that they don't mean, that they regret, and these things can happen. And if you completely disown your child to the point where you're not even speaking to them, you won't even have any contact with them, you're not seeing them, that child probably is going to find it difficult to return to a religion that he's seeing his father indulge in, right? How, if you disown your child, how's your child going to be able to repair that relationship with the father to then repair his relationship with his religion? So I think he makes a very important point there, and I think that's definitely a good point. Let's take a look at what other people had to say.
Oh yeah, he's gonna disown his you, innit? If he's not a Muslim anymore. He's an idiot.
Oh, that's so bad.
He is an idiot.
I don't agree with things like that. I
Let
think
me
that's not
comment.
unconditional
Do
love
you know
for
what?
children.
Do you know why? Because I have a niece that is half Muslim and half Christian. So for you to
Wait,
sit
what?
there and say that you're gonna
Half Muslim and half Christian? Is that a thing? How can you be half and half? Does that mean one parent is one and the other parent is another? That's confusing. I don't know. You let me know in the comments. I don't know if you can do that.
disown your youth, it's a bit mad.
It's mad.
Because you see my niece, like, we already said, when she grows up to be 16, that's when she's going to choose her religion. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, her grandma is a fully Muslim, her dad is a Muslim, but me, my sister, and my family, we're all Christian. And my mum is she's a really church person. And the fact that she even said that her granddaughter can choose her own religion, you need to respect that. So for you to sit there and say that you're going to disown your child because they're not Muslim. Oh yeah, he's going to disown his you, innit? If he's not.
Okay, I get what she's trying to say there, but saying that they're half Muslim and half Christian is wild. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I get what she meant by trying to say that. She's explained it herself. Half the side of the family is Christian, half the side is Muslim. When she gets to a certain age, she can pick which path she wants to choose, right? But that definitely sounds confusing. Now we're going to take a look at another response here.
This whole Chunkz conversation is really interesting because it proves to me that religious parents all share, well, most of them share the same narcissistic trait when it comes to their children. As we may know, narcissistic parents tend to see their children as an extension of themselves, and they can't separate the idea between them and their child. So with him saying that he'd disown their child if they were to leave the religion, just shows that some people really can't fathom the idea of their kids having their own autonomy. I feel like if you can't come to terms with the fact that your child is their own person and they're going to make their own decisions, and you won't love them and you won't cherish them the same for them being who they are, you shouldn't have children. Like, I feel like people need to understand, when you have a child, you're literally making an agreement that no matter what, I'm always going to love this child and you're always going to be there for them. I feel like people just need to remember that you and your child are not the same.
It's a confusing one, man. It's a confusing one. People are making some interesting points, but what do you guys think about this situation? Do you feel like Chunkz is, he's entitled to his own opinion, and if it's his child, he can do what he wants in that situation? Or is there the argument that that's not unconditional love? He didn't say he wouldn't love his child. He said he would disown his child, but disown, does that mean you don't love him anymore? Is that a dead child to you now? I don't really know. So, it's been causing a bit of backlash, this situation. I do feel sorry for Chunkz, to be honest, because he gets a lot of backlash when he doesn't even try to be involved in the drama, but people pick out the things that he says that will get a lot of attention and a lot of negativity, a lot of comments, a lot of controversy, and then he's in the headlines for it. And I do feel like he doesn't actually try to do that. We're going to take one more response to
One
this.
thing that will make you disown your child.
Something mental.
Yeah.
Born in this kind of environment, don't believe.
I would say
Disowning your child because they don't believe. Yeah, when a child is born in this kind of environment, they didn't choose their religion. They just simply inherit it, right? Yet that child growing up in this environment, we'll call it faith, because they never had the freedom to question it. Yeah, I just described the life of everyday Somalis, right? We're born into belief, not conviction. So the idea of disowning your child because they don't believe, as much as how crazy that sounds, yeah, that just reveals the nature of religion, right? Religion is more of a community thing, right? Like a community control. Because when you leave religion, you're not leaving religion. You're leaving belonging. That's religion. It's belonging. It's attachment to your community, to your family, to your culture. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this? Because this conversation is not new, all right? And this guy Chunkz, yeah, I don't think he would do this. Let's be honest. It's more of a performance to him, more of just speaking the lingo.
One thing that will make you disown your child.
Okay, so you guys let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Do you think Chunkz is, he's right to say what he said? Was he wrong to say what he said? I want to know what you guys think about this one. It's a techie one to kind of get an answer to. I think it's a subjective thing where it's based on a matter of opinion. But then again, when you're involved in religion, is it right to the religion as to what he said? But I don't know, because you get me. I'm asking you guys for your opinions and what you think about it. Let me know in the comments. Drop a like on this video if you want more updates like this. Subscribe to Honcho's House. I'm out for now.